Good morning. Welcome to another edition of Flooded Streets, January edition. How's it going, everybody? It's January 4th. It is 5:38 in the morning. Getting my workouts in the morning as much as possible. But, streets are flooded right now. Probably going to be like that for another week. So I'm just going to have to enjoy walking around the building, doing my push-ups, jogging around the building. Yeah, that's what it is. But it's better than nothing, right? A little bit of jogging, a little bit of walking is better than nothing. Yesterday I was in this situation, and in front of me I saw if I made this wrong turn, I would make a 30-minute detour that I did not want to go on. If I made the wrong turn right here, I was faced with this situation, and it was a little bit irritating, and it was a little bit my fault, kind of. Before I left my house yesterday, before I was in this situation, looking at this decision that I have to make, I set my phone. We went out to a cafe, and I don't know how to get to that cafe. For 80% of the journey from here to the 80% mark, I know how to get there, right? It's a street that I've driven on numerous amounts of times, but the last 20% of the journey, like, I've never been in that part, or I don't frequent that area, and so I'm not very familiar. So what I do is I set my Google Maps to alert me, to tell me when I'm getting close, where I should turn, and what I should do. So as I'm looking at this decision, if I go the wrong way, I'm gonna make a big mistake. And I know I shouldn't go left, but for some reason, it's telling me to go left, and I know it's wrong. So as I approach my 80% mark, I'm looking at it, and I listened, and the announcer says, like, go straight. Okay, I'm going straight, and I don't hear from that thing for another 2 minutes. And so I get worried. I start getting worried that maybe my phone's signal is wrong, or maybe my phone signal is gone. Maybe my data plan in my phone is gone. So I pull on the side, I pull up my phone, and sure enough, it just points straight. Okay, put it back in my phone, put it back into my pocket, and I keep going. I'm going. I pass the name of 3 or 4 more streets, and I'm like, surely I should have turned by now. So I slow down, and I pull out my phone, and nope, it still says go straight. Okay, so I try to reorient myself. Okay, do I know any markers on there in real life? Do I know any markers here that I can relate to? And the answer is no. So I just have to trust that if it says go straight, then I'm going to go straight. And it's that period in between me pulling out my phone, or the next time I want to hear Google tell me which way, or if I'm on the right way. That's, I guess, what I'm trying to get to. I wish Google would tell me every kilometer that you are on the right path, keep going forward. They don't tell you that. If you're like a mile away, they say in 1 mile, like, keep going straight, or in 2 miles, or in 5 miles, stay on this road for 5 miles. And for the whole duration of the 5 miles, you don't hear from them. And the problem is, we don't have a GPS in the sense that we're looking at it on our dashboard. Like, if we're in a car, we can see, okay, yeah, it's right there. No, it's in my pocket because I'm on a motorbike. I guess I could mount it in front of my bike, but I don't want to do that because I don't want to add another addition to my bike, as well as I don't want people looking at my phone and thinking, hey, I kind of want to swipe that phone. And I'm sometimes a little forgetful as well. I don't want to, like, get off my bike, go into the restaurant, and, like, forget my phone is still there, and then my phone won't be there when I come back to return to get it. So anyway, I'm driving, and it's been about 5 minutes now, and I haven't heard from Siri. I haven't heard from Google, I should say, that just keep going forward and keep going straight. And I thought about that, and I'm like, man, I really feel anxious. I feel anxious that I don't know the way there. And so I pull up my phone for the 3rd time, and I see, okay, go straight, and about that much more, it's gonna turn right. And as I approach that next turn, I put my phone back into my pocket. As I approach that next turn, sure enough, it tells me to turn right here. Okay, so I'm turning right. Now I'm faced with that dilemma. Now I see the big bridge, Gao Fumei on the left, and I see this small little tiny road, and I'm like, why does it have to make me make this decision? It says go left. And I'm like, go left means it's on the bridge. I don't want to go on the bridge. And I know I'm not supposed to be on that bridge, but it's telling me to go left. And the problem is it's recalculating, because as you hang a right, it recalibrates, and it's kind of in a little bit of confusion. And it's in the worst possible place to be confused, is when you're faced with these big decisions. Now I have a decision. Do I listen to Siri, or do I follow my gut instinct? And I'm not going to go over that bridge, because if I go over that bridge, it's going to be 30 minutes all the way over and then all the way back. And then once you're on there, there's no getting off. And I just feel very anxious. So I go to that right side, and then sure enough, it says, it's recalibrating, and okay, go straight. And I get a little bit irritated, and I want to look at a setting, if there is one, that if you're on the right path, every minute or so, it should kind of remind you, like, yeah, you're on the right path. But that would also be irritating if I'm headed home, and I guess I wouldn't be using Google Maps if I'm headed home. So yeah, and it's just that period in between reminders or directions that I got very anxious, because I'm in an uncharted area and I don't know what to do, and I don't know where to go, and I've never been to this cafe before. I'm pulling up to the cafe, maybe about 2 kilometers out, and I see this bike pull out on the right side of the road. Sure enough, the guy's waving me over, and it turns out to be one of my friends. So he's like, are you making a phone call? It's like, no, I'm trying to look for directions. He says, isn't it right up here on the right? And I says, yeah, I'm listening to it now. I'm kind of recalibrating myself. So he says, okay, I'll follow you. And here now I have this guy following me to a place that I don't really know, but I'm really trying to trust Google Maps. And I trust Google Maps. Honestly, I do. So I go, and it says, in 200 meters, turn right. And that's the thing with these streets. Sometimes the streets, maybe it's because I grew up in America and I don't know how to gauge 200 meters. I think I'm a pretty good gauge of 200 meters. Obviously not, because when I take the right, the streets are so close to each other that I actually keep turning right on the very first street. It says turn right, and so I turn right, and I actually turned right too early. So the guy behind me, he's following me, and I'm like, I'm so sorry, I don't know really where I'm going. I don't know how to listen to directions. So I said, we gotta do a U-turn. So we hang a U-turn, go back out, and we finally make our way to the cafe. But I thought that's so interesting. Like, sometimes I wish that there are things in life that I wish that I had more clear direction in which path to take. Like people saying, I don't know. I didn't really think of anything concrete, but from if you want to learn this this skill, here's where you are, and here's where you have to be, and I'm going to help you get to that destination. And now you can hire tutors, you can hire courses, but sometimes even the courses, they're not tailor-made for you, and I just felt a lot of anxiety. I feel a lot of anxiety in life when I don't know where to go and how to solve my problems, and that's all part of growing, and that's a lot of where pieces of frustration come in as well. But yeah, it's good to have Google sometimes, but I guess I found myself really wanting Google to tell me as I'm going that you're doing a good job. Good job, you're on the right way, keep going, and you're on the right path. And sometimes I look for that in friends, I look for that in family, I look for that reaffirmation from others that I am doing a good job and I am on the right path, and this is this is how it is. But a lot of things that I'm trying to do is like, it's uncharted waters for me. It really is. It's waking up every morning and trying to change my life essentially. These are all uncharted waters for me, and I'm sure there's life coaches out there that do good jobs at what they do, but a lot of times I find myself just feeling anxious that I don't know if I'm going in the right direction. I see progress and I know progress is good, but that's like me pulling out my phone. I pull it out, I look at it, okay, I feel good, I know I'm making progress, but I put it back in my phone and I start driving again, and that's when I start feeling like, oh, am I getting lost? Am I getting off track? Yeah, that's sometimes how I feel. So trust the process, I guess. Maybe it's a good thought. And yeah, if it's only a 30-minute detour in life, that's pretty great, right? But sometimes the decisions we make and the wrong decisions we make can have a longer adverse effect on us. And so we try to find our way to make those good decisions. Anyway, we had a great time at the cafe yesterday. Yeah, lots of personalities and good times catching up with the brothers around me. All right, that's about it for today. Thank you guys very much for checking in today. Love you guys very much. Thank you very much for watching and commenting and supporting me in my journeys. And if you guys made it this far, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you. Aloha, love you guys, take care, and I'll see you guys tomorrow.